Oh hey everybody. It's been a while, but I'm back again and I want to tell you a story. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions as to why I go by the nickname Danger Dan. And to anyone who doesn't know me, I feel like that might carry a little bit of a connotation. And I don't want to give people the wrong impression, so I'm just going to give you the whole story and nothing but the story. So to avoid any future confusion, I am not actually that dangerous. So, why do you go by Danger then? Well, it started in the freshman year of high school. But I mean like the first week. But I'm talking like the first week of high school. So everybody's a little bit of a weirdo. Long story short, I had come in from a middle school from knowing pretty much everyone to just about no one. So very few people actually knew who I was and what I could do. But somehow there was this one kid, I think he was in my gymnastics class, who somehow knew the only marketable skill I had at the time was that I could do a backflip. Like an actual backflip. One where I didn't land on my face. So anyway, we're having lunch and it's like the first day of the new semester. And everyone's talking about how cool they are and all this cool shit they can do. Like, I'm a freshman and I'm already driving a Ferrari. I'm a freshman and I've already banged your mother. Well, screw you all. I'm a freshman and I can do a backflip. And then my friend was like, well, screw you all. My friend Dan can do a full backflip and not land on his face. And I was like, bruh, really? And so the other kids were all like, oh, so you think you can do a backflip, huh? Think you're cool? Alright, do a backflip then. Real creative, right? I know. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll prove it to you guys, I'll do a backflip. Haha, real creative, right? So I go over to the nearest wall, and I do what professional stunt performers call something really stupid. But yes, I actually succeeded in doing a backflip. So I just run up the wall and do a backflip like it's nobody's business. I'm pretty cool, huh? And the other kids are all like, oh, whoa, that was awesome, dude. Do it again. Oh my god, how do you do that? That was sick. Bro, that was so cool. Do it again. And I'm like, no, but for real, guys, don't try this at home. And they're all just like, do it again. And so I'm like, okay, whatever, no big deal. And then one of the bigger douchebags is like, oh, I bet you can't do a flip off that table. And I take a look at the table and I'm like, I'll give it a shot. Why not? I got nothing to lose but life and limb here. So I get up onto the table, and I should have known right then and there that this was a bad idea, but because I'm a stupid, ignorant little freshman at the time, I don't care. The ladies are loving it. And by ladies, I mean anyone who happened to be in the immediate vicinity. So basically I had an audience. Basically I had the high school equivalent of an audience. So I go ahead and do a backflip off the table, which, everyone's like, oh my god, he did a backflip off the table. Oh my god, he actually did it. What other stuff can we make this kid do? I don't know, let's make him do it off the roof. And so somebody has the bright idea to suggest that I do a backflip off the roof of the gym. Now, I don't know if you know my school, but my gym's pretty high up there. It's like a solid 2 stories. And to any old high schooler, that's pretty high. And I'm not just talking the stoners. No, I mean, this is a fall that would probably kill you. So I get up on the roof and I'm like, you think maybe, just maybe this wasn't the best idea. So I'm just standing there poised to do a backflip and there's a crowd all around me because they're like, oh, is he actually gonna do it? Holy sh-. Because there's a crowd all around me at this point and I really don't want to let them down, so. And that crowd of obnoxious high schoolers is all like, oh, is he actually gonna do it? Oh my god, I think he's gonna do it. Oh, no way, dude, he's gonna kill himself for sure. So I'm up on this roof, and I look down over the edge of the roof, and I realize that there is a chance that if I do this one backflip, I will not make it to the ground in one piece. So I just kind of stand there like an idiot. Like a glorified high school fantasy version of an idiot. And I think to myself, why the fuck am I doing this? Is it to impress some chicks? Or is it really just so I can make a fool of myself? Make a name for myself. Establish a title in the wildly untitled world of high school. Where nobody has a title. So I'm getting all ready to jump off the roof when all of a sudden a school security guard walks up. He sees the crowd of people. He sees the guy on the roof. So what does he do? He just stands there and yells at me. "Hey, what are you doing on the roof, you stupid kid? Get down from there. I'm like 40, I can't climb up and get you." And I'm just like, just give me a minute. I'm deep in thought here. And meanwhile, all the other kids are like, "Do it, do it. Do it! Just do it!" And that's when I realized the other kids didn't care if I fell and died. Hell, they probably wouldn't even come to my funeral. Hell, half of them probably didn't even know who I was. So I'm just like, okay, it's the first week of school, I don't want to get suspended already, and I've just been yelled at by a security guard, so I'm off to a great start. So I just kind of get down from there the old-fashioned way, by sliding down the drain pipe in a really, really awesome parkour fashion. Which, granted, wasn't the worst way to do it. Anyway, I make it to the ground and all the other kids are like, lame, lame. So I'm like, listen sir, I'm really sorry about your rooftop and your drain pipe and all the other shit I might have climbed on. And he's all like, just don't do it again, you stupid freshman. He never turned me in though. So ever since then, I've been known as the Backflip Kid. Now, about a few years later, I started to realize, hey, I'm actually kind of good at this. And I realized that nobody else in the school really had a marketable stunt career. And hey, what better name to get your way off the loser list than do a backflip in front of the entire school? So I decide to pick up stunt training. And when I say stunt training, I just mean gymnastics and a little bit of stage combat. Now, fortunately, there was this gym not too far from my school, where I used to go a lot. And you know, they had like bouncy equipment, they had stuff you could flip off and be fine, and so I started practicing. And my goal was when I graduated, I would be able to do a complete 360 backflip off the stage of graduation. Long story short, that never happened. There were some bleachers in the way. But anyway, I digress. So about 4 years after the initial incident, I'm in college, and I hear about this play. But it's not just any play. It's a stage combat show. Oh boy, this is giving me tingles. Long story short, that's how I met my third ex, who is also a reasonably renowned YouTube celebrity who I will not name. So I decided to get in on that. So I auditioned, and I was like, why not? And I was sort of trying to change my name at this point. I had gone by Daniel for way too long, and anyone who knows me will know I just really don't like that name. It's probably from people screaming it at me for up to about 18 years, up until that point. So long story short, I thought I'd shorten it to Dan. Dan's cool, right? Sorta, maybe, a little. So anyway, I decided to put the name Dan on my audition packet. And the lady at the counter asks me, "Your name's Dan, huh? Is that short for anything? Like Daniel?" And for some reason, probably because my third ex was in the room, I get insanely cocky, and I say, "No, it's short for danger." The look in that receptionist's eyes was astounding. I mean, it was like the look from The Lion King mixed with that look from Super Bass. He just gotta give me that look. When he give me that look, then the panties coming off with those panties. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure she heard me, which was just making my ego go. And so she's like, "Wow, you're dangerous, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So to make a long story short, now what I didn't realize at the time, she thought I was serious. Like I was a really, really legit stuntman. After all, Danger is my first name. I mean, after all, Danger is my first name. So they decided to put me in a stunt role. They could literally do just about anything in the stunt field to me. But I was somehow small enough and light enough that they could throw me around on wires. They could literally throw me against the wall, stab me with foam swords. They could throw me off moving vehicles. They could dangle me up on a wire over a hot cauldron of lava. They could throw me out of an airplane with no parachute whatsoever. Although the last one you might run into some liability issues. But my point is, they could have done just about anything with me, and it would have gone down in the name of stunt work. And it was all in the job description. But it was a good old time. So anyway, one night after the show, I go out in the audience. So anyway, I'm just sort of walking around. And someone comes up to me and it was like, "Hey, do I know you from somewhere?" At first I was a little creeped out, but then they said, "You were the kid who did that backflip in high school." And I was like, "Yeah, that was totally me." No, 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 no. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was also a freshman, and I had heard only rumors of the incredible Danger Dan. Yep, he read my name on the program. A man with no fear, whose first name reflects every element of his life, because he lives life on the edge. He likes to live dangerously. And from that moment on, I decided I would be the edgy, angsty, yet undeniably awesome part-time stuntman, known only as Danger Dan. Thank you very much. That is my story. No, I'm not dangerous. I just got to do a lot of dangerous shit when I was a kid. Also, I feel like I'm obligated to warn the audience. I have spent years training at stunt work. Jumping off the roof of your school's gym is never a good idea, unless it's going to make you famous. Which, granted, it did take a period of 4 to 6 years to actually do that. So, anyway, that's pretty much it for my story. See you next time, and as always, stay dangerous.